I do want to introduce Debbie Higginbotham, who's another crusader, another champion for our children, really. And she has 6 of her own, I think I heard you say 6 of her own, and I think you homeschool 5 of 6 or all. And anyways, so she's been a champion and on a crusade to fight this, and I guess it's been dubbed the machine. Is to fight this machine that's basically steamrolling over our families, over our children especially. And so please just welcome Debbie.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you today. You know, it's an honor, as they were saying. I am the mother of 6 children, and one on the way in February. You know, hey. I don't know if you just call it crazy. It's one of those jokes. You tell God your plans, and then he laughs at you. Well, let me just tell you, he's laughing hysterically at you now. But that's okay. That might have been. But I want to say again, thank you for letting me come and share my thoughts and concerns with you. Out of the 6 children that we have, I am stepmom to number 7. My husband has a daughter from a previous marriage. She's 24, off and going, and she's got her own daughter. But of the 6 children that we have at home, 5 of them are with me, and I homeschooled 3 of them that are of school age. My oldest one, who is 14, goes to Bishop Snyder High School, the Catholic high school, purely for athletic reasons, honestly, because the Catholic schools have allowed Common Core into their system as well. Look at the textbooks, Pearson's coming home, and Mommy is not happy. But I've already pretty much debunked him and taught him the right way of doing things prior to going in, so going with that. But unlike the previous speakers who were just absolutely amazing, you know, I am just the mom. I don't have the college and university degrees to hang on my walls and all of that. I am the stay-at-home mom. I'm in the trenches every day, fighting and making sure that my children are having a good education. Prior to me homeschooling, they were in a public school over in Clay County, right next door. And when I got into a debate with one of my son's teachers about what they were learning in history about our country being a democracy, well, last time I checked, when he stands to say the pledge every day, he pledges allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. So where are you saying that we're a democracy? Oh, but we are. Like, no, we're not. I'm like, you know, this is just really the last straw for me. And then when I have a son, my little 7-year-old, who comes home and he's crying over the math, I am one of those moms. My children are crying over the math. At 6 years old at the time, 1st grade. And he's had, at that time now, 2 years going on in Common Core in the Clay County school system. Like, what is going on? It's like, how hard is it? 2 + 2 is 4. But my little 7-year-old, he's that jumping around kind of kid. He's just in constant motion. He is not understanding and processing the way that they want him to learn math. And so when I took them out of school and proceeded to homeschool, and we brought up the word of math, oh my God, it was still tears. And I said, all right, that's it. Pulled out his math notebook from last year, and I said, rip it up. Rip it up. He looked at me, and I'm like, go ahead. You will never have to do math like that again. And ripped it up. And he just thought that was just the greatest thing. I'm like, yeah. So we pretty much just let, you know, we haven't done math in over 2 months, but that's okay. I'm waiting for him to go ahead and show that interest again, and then we're going to teach it the right way. My 2 oldest children, I did teach them, homeschooled them, and all the basics of math, and they're doing really, really well. Foundation is always the best. I go off my little tangents, kind of like Peggy, so I'm going to, kind of go off here a little bit, but I'm going to try to stay on track. But again, my husband and I have been married for 15 years. Our children are joys to us. They are not burdens. They are gifts from God, and we treat them as such.
Amen.
And we made a commitment to each other and to God to raise our children to be good stewards of the Lord and to be productive members of the American society, of which we are proud citizens. Again, I'm a woman and a mom who has no filter in my mouth. So please excuse me for that. I'm just, all right, I wasn't born to be politically correct at all, so bear with me on that. But again, I want to also say that I'm sorry. As an American citizen, I don't think I voted as probably I should have in the past. You know, politicians in these amendments, they kind of put that sugarcoat everything, and they put on that candy-coated topping. And you're looking at that thinking it's great, but what's underneath, that's the scary part. And that's the part that we as parents have to get to. We have to know what's behind and what's underneath that coding, to know what the true intentions are for, number one, our country, and number two, for our children. Our children. Those are the most precious things that we have, and we must not destroy that spirit of them. As I said before, I was raised to love my country and all that it stood for. Now that I'm a mom, I'm raising my children to do the same. But lately I've been very disturbed at what has been going on with the federal powers overthrowing our local school system, enforcing horrible academic standards on our children, and indoctrinating the teachers to think this is just great. And they said, we're going to be able to compete in the 21st global economy and the 21st global jobs. And I said, okay, give me an example. Where are we going with this? 21st global economy, I'm like, okay, what about the American economy? Give me some examples of what you think my children need to know to compete in this global economy. You know what they said? Slicing of fiber optic wires and web page design. And I looked at my kids and like, you want to be a web page designer? No. You know, I've got an Air Force pilot hopefully in the making. That's what he wants to be. And my other one of the other ones, he wants to climb trees for a living. He's already got his tree climbing book. He's looking at the boots and the spikes to be, I mean, literally, that's what he wants to do. He loves sitting out at 295 and Collins Road and just watching the construction. It blows him away and he loves it. So really, how is that even going to go with what they're wanting him to be? So again, parents have got that true role to nurture that spirit and bring it out and be there. But with the Common Core, we know that this is not what Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and Benjamin Franklin, all those leaders back then, they did not want this for our country. They did not want this for our children. I don't want it. But here today, we have a huge, crucial role as parents. And I know pretty much everyone in this room is a parent. Am I wrong? Grandparent. And if you're not a parent or grandparent, I can probably guarantee that you've got a role, and a very influential role, in a child's life somewhere. That is a gift. You have the power and the ability and the God-given right to educate that mind, nurture that soul, and bring out the fruits of the Spirit of that child. You have to remember that. You are the moms and the dads. You are the ones that sit here every night and you have the table conversations at dinner time, and you are the ones who are supposed to be giving the ones of the critical and analytical thinking. As Thais mentioned earlier, all those things that they want to bring into the classroom because the children just don't have those skills. Let me just tell you, how much critical and analytical thinking do you think goes on in my home every day? Really? Seriously? Okay, just to get laundry off the couch, which is always there, because with 6 kids, there's always laundry. The yard needs to be mowed. Just family functioning daily tasks. That's critical thinking. But why are we allowing the government to take on those roles? Why are we allowing those precious souls to be turned over every day and let them, meaning the government and your teachers and the school boards, tell us what our children's need to be critical and analytically thinking? That's our job. So right now, why are we sitting here and we're not taking back control? Parents don't know what's going on. Honestly. I talk to parents every day, and when they finally have the light bulb that goes off, they're calling me in a panic. I'm like, well, this is what I've been trying to tell you. This is what's going on. And so now we're at a point where we've got to take back control. And what Thais was saying at a Senate bill, or one of the ladies over there, there was a Senate bill that took parents away from that table. Well, we need to start marching to Tallahassee. And I agree with Thais. School boards, they don't have anything to do with any of this anymore. They're a paycheck, and that's it. Really, that's it. You can't get anywhere with them. You need to be marching to Tallahassee, as I've done, and Thais has done, and many others of you have done, and keep it going. We have to yank back that seat and say, I'm sitting here because this is my children. This is their future. I gave birth to them. I'm in control, and not you. Get the seat back at the table. Demand it. There's a lot of information that goes on with Common Core. There's a lot of webs that are weaved throughout the whole thing. You're talking about the Federal Department of Education, the data mining. It's amazing, this huge blanket that's just laid over all of this. And your mind can get so overwhelmed with all of it. I know, I get it, I see it, and it's overwhelming to me on a daily basis of doing what I'm doing. I'm only just one mom with 6 children trying to make it and trying to do the same things that we're all trying to do, and that's protect our freedoms. But we have to do it. But I'm going to kind of help you in getting there. If you're one of those who's just learning about this education system and what's going on, I'm going to kind of help you get started. And it's 5 simple steps, really easy. And I know we have a lot of questions that are probably conjuring in your head. We're going to have some time for that too. Get to my notes. I kind of see, I told you, went way off. And I went through 2 pages of notes and didn't even realize it. All right, we're going to make this basic. If you have young children still in school, get in the classroom. You have a right to be there. Get in there. See what is coming home. Demand things that need to come home. Ask questions. Speak up when you don't agree with something. At the school that my oldest son attends, Bishop Snyder, they have the option to where they can have their iPads in school and nooks and all of those kind of things. I hate to say it, I'm sorry, we don't have any of that stuff. But number 2, I'm not going to allow it, because that just gives my child a gateway into something that's unsupervised, number 1, by me. But number 2, it gives them, the curriculum companies,